All right. Good evening, everyone. I hope you are all well this Thursday evening. Don't want to take up a lot of our time. It is Ramadan, it is Lent. We are about to get into breaking our fast very soon. So let's just get started so you get to know what's going on. Welcome, everyone. Today is a session to know all about the RMP, the new PMI-RMP certification, what it entails, what to expect, what is there, and a little bit of knowledge to drop in there. So please, when you log in, just drop it in the chat, your name, introduce yourself, where are you logging from, and so we get to know each other. I hope we're all doing well. I hope we're all doing great. And yeah, it's going to be an exciting session. Today, our speaker on risk management professional certification is Emmanuel Amankwanor. He's going to be coming shortly and coming up. But before we do that, before we introduce Emmanuel, let's introduce who we are. You may know us, but just in case you don't, we are HEBO Consult. We are a project management capacity building firm. All we do is project management. Now, I just want to do some technical checking before we move on. If you're able to hear me, if you can hear me clearly, please type yes in the chat. I see a thumbs up. That is great. Thank you, Antoinette. Emmanuel is telling me yes as well. Thank you. So if you ever have any issues hearing me, just let me know. All right. My name is Martin. I'll be your host for tonight. Again, who we are HEBO Consult, a project management capacity building firm. When it comes to project management is quite diverse. So there's project management itself, there is business analysis, all about requirements gathering, all about building a right business case, understanding what's required within the project. It's all about change management, managing changes as what projects create and how to ensure they're adopted, looking at managing change within organization overall, looking at agile transformation. That's somewhere that we look into as well. Strategic planning and leadership, key aspects when it comes to managing projects. That is something that is an area in which we are also building capacity in. Stakeholder engagement, stakeholder management, customer experience. That is an area that we also touch into, as well as business improvement, because when it comes to project management, projects eventually improve business processes. So again, we are obsessed about project management, and another area that we touch on, risk management. So that's what we're going to talk about in just a few minutes. So we don't do this alone. We work with various partners like PMI, the Project Management Institute, who are the ones who are actually facilitating the risk management professional certification. We work with CertiProf, Westford University, PeopleCert, P3 Express, the Association of Project Management, International Project Management Association. All these are global partners where they help us bring global standards when it comes to doing project management right. The reason we're in this is to ensure that every project can actually deliver value, can actually be delivered successfully. One of the things you want to look out for is risks, because they can really get in the way of your project. We're going to talk about that real soon. Over the last few years, we've gotten to work with a few organizations. What I like about this slide is always talking about how diverse project management is. Project management skills are useful in whatever industry you're working in, and they're transferable to any other industry. So whether you're in government, whether you're in private, whether you are in telecoms, whether you're in banking, whether you're in donor-funded programs, it doesn't matter what industry you're in. These skills are still relevant to you. And one of the key skills you need to have in terms of managing your projects, working within the project environment, is being able to identify, analyze, and actually respond to risks the right way. So again, as we're talking about risk and risk management, this is something that we're going to get into quite shortly. We have various programs. We have long-term programs and short-term programs. Our long-term programs are mainly focused within the master's degree. So we have an MBA in operations and project management, as well as an MSc in construction and project management. These are all asynchronous programs, fully online, going between 12 to 15 months. where you'll be able to get a certificate from Arbiter University, showcasing that you've actually mastered project management at a master's degree level. We also have short-term programs, which are quite key, especially for us professionals who are working in different industries where we're busy and we're trying to gain the new skills that we can apply immediately at whatever level you are in your career, whether it's entry level, where we have your fundamentals training. We also have the CAPM, which is a Certified Associate in Project Management. Or if you're an expert already working, you've got those years of experience, you've handled multiple projects, you're probably handling multiple projects right now. So we have the PMP, the Project Management Professional, which is the gold standard when it comes to project management certifications, as well as the Program Management Professional certification for those people who are handling multiple programs and within big portfolios. We also do NEBOSH certification, support, risk management professional certification, PBA business analyst, professional business analyst certification as well. This is for those people who want to specialize, where you're specializing in either occupational health and safety, risk management, or business analysis. We've got a certification for you. Agile, which is a very revolutionary way of running projects, something that's really coming up right now. Started off in software development, but is now making its way in all these other industries. We're trying to find ways to deliver value to our stakeholders quicker. We're trying to find ways to be more streamlined. We're trying to be able to navigate uncertainties, especially when we're managing projects where we don't have a lot of requirements. So we have certifications and programs in that area as well, whether it's the Scrum Master certification or the PMI Agile Certified Practitioner, which is the PMI ACP certification. So again, if you want to know more about our courses, we'll share our website, our email, our contact details at the very end of this presentation, where you'll be able to get in touch to know more about what else we do at HEBO. Now, for the pièce de résistance, I want to welcome Emmanuel Amankwanor, who's our risk management specialist, a very qualified trainer, expert, and he will be the facilitator for the training that's coming up. Before we talk about the training that's coming up, let's talk about risk management. Emmanuel, welcome.
Thank you very much. Martin, can you hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you quite clearly.
Great, great. It's a pleasure to be here. I think it's a good evening to our friends.
Very good evening to Emmanuel.
Great, great. Okay, so Martin, can we make progress?
Yes, yes. And now I just want to remind everyone, as you log in, please reintroduce yourself and tell us, where are you joining us from? Welcome, Emmanuel.
Okay. Great. So this is the risk management session that we are going to have with you. And we're going to start with a few information about risk. And I'm sure the next slide would help us to see that. Great. So we may have heard about risk. Perhaps we are managing risk on our projects, in our organizations. But what is risk all about? It's about how we manage uncertainties. And because we live in a world that is dynamic and we cannot predict with certainty what the future holds, it is very important that we are able to learn about uncertainties and how uncertainties can impact our projects, our organizations, our business, our operations. So this course is to help us to be able to identify these possible uncertainties and how we can all be able to manage these very well. The PMI, which already Martin mentioned, the Project Management Institute, is the one that facilitates this certification and provides the requisite information that is required to be able to sit this exam, as well as also providing resources that will be used by participants to be able to handle this certification program. We'll move on to the next. We proceed. Now, this is just a global report that we picked to just show you how risks are happening in the environment, in the organization, in the industries that they're working on, actually in the world. Today, one of the things that people are concerned about is climate change and information that they are able to gather from artificial intelligence. We have generative AI that is able to help people to access information just at a click. Within seconds, we have a lot of information available to you. Whatever question, whatever query you give to the AI is able to churn out a lot of information. But a lot of concerns have also arisen because of the misinformation that also comes out of this AI. We also hear about climate change issues, global warming, and things that are causing the environment to be a bit unstable, leading to flooding and a whole lot of other disasters across the world. We proceed. Let's listen to the audio. Thank you, Martin. So proceeding, we see a tornado graph that shows you the ranking of the current risk landscape. So the link that was given, any one of us can download it and then look at what is happening globally when it comes to risks. As we proceed, we get to see a breakdown that we are looking at in the next 2 years. So that's a forecast for what lies ahead for the next 2 years. And as you can look and see, it looks like we have misinformation and disinformation becoming the topmost area of risk for us. And just imagine if you making decisions based on misinformation, that is going to be disaster, right? So how do we manage all of these in order for our projects and our businesses to succeed? That's one of the things that risk management helps us to be able to achieve. As we proceed, we now want to look at the PMI-RMP certification. Now, who is it for? Well, whilst our focus is not solely on certification, we're looking at what the program can benefit who. We can see here, if we're a project manager, obviously you manage risks. So this particular certification is for you. If you are a risk professional, we have individuals who are risk managers in their organization, or they manage a portfolio which handles risk. Yes, they can also apply for this particular exam. If you are actually seeking to specialize in risk management within a project management field, yes, this certification is also for you. Now, what about those who want to enhance their risk management skills? You already may be a risk manager, but then you want to do it better. You want to learn various tools and techniques, various approaches that can make your work easier and better for you. This course is actually for you as well. Perhaps you are a functional manager. You manage a department, an IT department, an operations department, a procurement department, HR department, accounting, and you support project teams. Definitely, with your supporting of the project teams, you need to be able to be risk aware. And this course is actually for you as well. And then we have individuals who are in a C-suite. It could be a chief finance officer, a CEO, or even a chief information officer or a chief technology officer. All these individuals, in one way or the other, identify and manage risk that really affect the business as a whole. And this course is also for them as well. As we proceed, we want to see the reasons why we want to pursue this certification. In fact, there are many of them. And a number of them stands out, as we see on the screen. It is a way to recognize your expertise. You have the expertise in managing risk, and if you apply and write this exam and pass, it's a demonstration of that expertise that you have. And for those of us who would want to advance our career, this is an opportunity for us. You may be a project manager, but then you can also move into managing risk, whether it is organization-wide or possibly in IT security. Once you have this expertise knowledge, you can be able to branch off into such areas as well. Then competitive edge. Of course, if we have individuals applying for the same job and one has this certification, whilst the others do not, definitely that person will have a mastery over the others. It is an opportunity for the person to gain an edge over the others. Then we have the earning potential. Of course, once you certify, it gives credence that yes, this person has expertise, and for that matter, deserves to be paid better than others. Then we have networking opportunities. Yes, you are able to network with people in the same field, people who are also risk managers. And if there are conferences, you'll be able to attend and enjoy the expertise of others in the same field as well. We also want to consider the opportunity to professionally develop. Now, once you become certified, you don't want to stay stagnant. You want to improve, you want to educate yourself, you want to be on top of the game, and you continually learn to improve in how you manage risks on projects in the organization as well. Now, what about your organization itself? Organizations are proud when they have their employees certified as professionals. Yes, it also speaks to their clients that, yes, they have people who are having the requisite skills and expertise to be able to run their projects, run their businesses with them as well. Then personal satisfaction, the joy that comes with being able to knock down a certification is really enormous. And any of us who have actually earned a certification, either PMP or PBA or ACP, we know how it feels. We are so happy we can add it to our credentials on LinkedIn, on our CV, showing that, yes, we've been able to accomplish something great. So these are just a few of the benefits that come along with those who are able to earn the certification. I'm sure, Martin, you want to speak about that, right? As well, right?
Yes, I just want to add on to that. So again, when it comes to certifications, these are good qualifications that to have on your belt. And what this does is prove and showcase that you're capable of applying relevant skills to your organization, to your business, to your clients, showcasing that you're actually able to manage risks within your projects, being an expert. For those who are already certified in project management, we always talk about expert judgment. Now, if your project is looking for an expert, when it comes to risks, managing risks, and ensuring project success, this is definitely one of the qualifications that you want to have. I just wanted to jump in and say that. And yes, having another certification, even when you already have one, definitely a bonus. Definitely a bonus. Yeah, I just wanted to add that, Emmanuel.
Thank you very much, Martin. As we proceed, so let's look at the eligibility rates. What will qualify you to be able to apply and sit this exam? We have two options. One is that you have a 4-year bachelor degree from an accredited institution, or it could be an advanced diploma. And the requirements for bachelor degree is a bit different from that for those who are for the diploma. For the ones who have actually gone through a 4-year bachelor degree, you will need 3,000 hours of project management, project risk management experience or expertise within the last 5 years. And if you have PMP certification, that is a plus for you. So that is one of the requirements, and it should be the last 5 years. Your experience will come, the risk management experience should involve things like risk identification, risk planning, analysis, response planning, monitoring and control of project risks. The training that HEBO will offer will give you the 30 contact hours that are required for you to apply for the exam. So remember, we need your educational certification, whether it's a diploma or it's a degree, a 4-year degree. Then your experience in managing risks in projects or in portfolio or also in programs, whichever one that you have would qualify you for this, as well as the training that HEBO is offering that will give you the 30 contact hours that are required. As we proceed, so let's see how the course is structured. We are going to go through the various domains that are covered in the exam content outline, what PMI offers for the certification and its people who want to write it. So let's look at that. There are 5 domains that are covered, and the 5 domains are risk strategy and planning, and about 22% of the questions are going to come from this. We have risk identification, and 23% of the questions will be coming from there. Risk analysis will take 23% because they're going to do qualitative and quantitative risk analysis in there. Now, risk response is where you now devise your strategies for handling the identified risks, and that is going to take 13% of the exam questions. And lastly, the monitor and close risk domain would cover 19% of the entire questions. As we proceed, so let's look at domain 1. Now, domain 1 has 6 tasks. Now, the first task is perform a preliminary document analysis. You want to examine existing documentation that are there for either a program or a project or a portfolio. That's very important. As we proceed, we look at assess project environment for threats and opportunities. So the environment, the business, external and internal factors must be examined to see where the risks lie. Then you want to confirm risk threshold based on risk appetites. Organizations are made up of individuals who have different risk appetites, whereas others are very risk seekers, others are risk averse. So we need to be able to check with our stakeholders to know what their appetite is for risk. Now, moving from there, you are going to look at the established risk management strategy. What approach would work best for a particular project? And approaches should be tailored. No one approach can work for every situation. So based on our assessment of the environment, assessment of the stakeholders, the appetite, the threshold, we can then establish an appropriate strategy which is commensurate to the circumstances we find ourselves in the organization and external and also internal factors. Then we put this approach in a document that we call the risk management plan. So the risk management plan captures our strategy and our approach to handling risk for a particular project, program, or portfolio. We also want to plan and lead risk management activities with our stakeholders. It is something that we need to have in mind to help the stakeholders. We need to educate them. We need to let them see that risk management is very integral part of every business. For every business to survive, we need to know how best to manage risks. Now, as we proceed, we move on to the next domain, which is risk identification. Now, this is where you are now going to fish out the possible risks. So various exercises, various workshops, various meetings, brainstorming sessions can be held so that people can be able to identify the possible risk. And we know that perceptions can differ. So the more people that you have on board, the many ideas that are available, that helps to be able to identify as an exhaustive list as much as possible. Then we will examine assumptions and constraints. Because life is not predictable all the time, we need to make some assumptions. Now, so these assumptions could prove true or false in the future. Therefore, we need to analyze those assumptions that we make. And assumptions can come from documentation that we receive, contracts, agreements here and there. Analyzing them is very important, as well as the constraints. For example, you are given a fixed deadline for a particular project. How does that impact what you do to be able to meet that deadline? So we need to analyze that. Then we have the triggers for risk. We need to look at what conditions will let us see that the risk is about to occur. And once we have these things documented, once we see the triggers, we take the necessary action. We develop a risk register, which is a comprehensive list of all the risks that we have come up with that needs to go into the documentation. So that we'll have all of that in there so that the next processes would be using that as an input to help us work in our risk management approach. As we proceed, we will go to the third domain, which is risk analysis. And risk analysis, you are doing two key things. You are analyzing qualitatively, you are analyzing quantitatively if there's a need. Of course, quantitative analysis is optional, but in some cases, complex projects, you want to do that as well. And then finally, in that same domain, we have identifying threats and opportunities. So it is something that is, we would say, it's iterative. You don't do it once and then you are done. You always want to continue identifying the threats. Threats are things that can have negative impact, whilst opportunities are those that can have positive impact on the project, but they are still future, they have not occurred. So these are the things that we will be covering in the domain number 3. And domain number 4 is the risk response. Here we are devising an approach for each risk that we have identified that requires attention. We need to know what approach will be used to handle the risk. Is it something that we can avoid? Is it something that we can eliminate? Is it something that we can actually, if it is a positive risk, can we share? Or can we transfer if it's a negative risk? Can we buy insurance for it? Or do we just accept it like that? Or escalate to a higher level management to be able to handle it? Now, having developed the responses, we also want to implement the response. This is an action part of the work that we are supposed to do as risk managers, whether on projects, programs, or on portfolios. Implement the action plans that we have put in place. Then finally, monitor and close risks. We want to analyze performance data to see how we are performing. Is our risk management approach working as effectively as we want it to be? Or do we need to revise our approach to be able to become better at handling risks? That will be based on information that is available as we are handling our project or our program or our portfolio. Now, as we try to implement responses, there will definitely be either a residual risk or a secondary risk. We need to find out how this risk can also affect the project. So if you implement a response, there's a likelihood of experiencing a backlash, possibly. And we need to understand these residual and secondary risks so that we can be able to manage them effectively. Then we provide information required to update relevant project documents. Stakeholders need to be informed, and we can inform them by making sure that the reports and documentation that they need are ready, and they can be shared with them so that they are aware of what is going on in the course of our projects, our portfolio, or our programs that we are running. So these are just the 5 domains. Lastly, you have the risk levels, whether they are going up, they are going down. You want to monitor the risk levels as well. Some may be irrelevant, some new ones may be coming. You want to look at all of these in your projects or your program or your portfolio. So these are the domains that we have that will be covered in the risk management professional course. Thank you, Martin.
And I want to just add on to that as well. So the course is quite comprehensive, especially when it comes down to risk management. It's ensuring that when you're operating within a program, with project or portfolio, which is generally what's going on within the organization, you're able to systematically analyze your risks, do the right steps to actually be able to handle those risks. And at the very last level, when you're talking about monitoring project risk levels, risks are like a living organism in your project, in an organization. They keep changing, their probability, their impacts. These are things that can really flutter or fluctuate as your project is going on. So you want to have those risk levels and monitor them, because you may have some low risk put down in the watch list, and all of a sudden their impact, their probability has just gone up. So it's a very comprehensive program that helps you as a project manager, as a risk manager, to be able to actually look at risk from a holistic point of view. Of course, PMI, being a project management institute, is very focused on how you can analyze these risks or how you can manage these risks within a project environment. However, these principles apply in a diverse way. Isn't that right, Emmanuel? They can apply even within an organizational or even an operational level, where you can use the same tools to manage risks within your organization.
You are right. You are spot on, Martin. Very spot on. And I'm sure business owners would really benefit from this course as well, because it opens their eyes in how they can be able to manage some of these uncertainties. And businesses are going through a lot of uncertainties these days. So it's a very good point that you have made, Martin.
Especially positive risks, right? Because for businesses, that is...
Yeah, we want to take advantage of all the opportunities out there whilst we minimize the threats.
Exactly. Thank you, Emmanuel. I think you've broken it down quite well. It's a very comprehensive yet digestible program. It's a certification that really focuses on an area that is quite critical for a lot of organizations. And we would have seen a lot of successful projects sometimes if risks were managed the right way. Okay, so if you're looking to get into this program, you're looking to get certified in risk management, we have a calendar for the year 2025. In March, we have a physical risk management professional class that's happening in Dar es Salaam. So that is happening from the 17th to the 21st of March. But we also have other classes happening throughout the year. So we have another one happening in June and another one happening in October. These are tentatively virtual classes. I guess unless we get more interest, then we'll be able to see if we can actually make them physical again, and probably even look at doing them like somewhere in Zanzibar, hopefully, I'm fingers crossed. So if you're interested in joining this class or registering for any of the upcoming classes, you can take a moment now to scan the QR code that you're seeing in front of you, or you can go to our website, www.hebogroup.com, which we'll also share in our last slide, where you're able to actually get basically a whole calendar of our programs, including the risk management professional program that you might be interested in. Yeah, so let me just go back and give you a few more seconds for you to be able to scan. And as you're scanning, if you have any questions, this is one of the most beautiful times to actually start typing them in the chat, but we'll also open it up for everybody to be able to unmute and then ask those questions. Antoinette is saying she is registered and excited to join HEBO Consult again. Yes, Antoinette, you have your PMP. Now you want to add on that extra certification. That is fantastic. And definitely you're adding on to the knowledge that you already have, focusing on an area that's very critical in projects. So yes, as you're managing projects like a pro, like a PMP, you want to also be able to manage those risks that can really get in the way of your project. So yeah, kudos to you. Most welcome. We're looking forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. So Hopefully you've had a chance to scan the QR code to be able to check out the program and register for the next class. But again, if you have not trained with us, if you've not gone through our programs, we are a PMI authorized training partner. We are working directly with PMI to be able to get the best global standards to be able to actually help you pass on the first try. We have a very high pass rate. You can check us out on Google reviews just to see how happy our customers are. So we're able to actually put a whole system behind. We have a whole system that's there to support you every step of the way so that you are able to successfully sit for the exam and pass. We have globally qualified trainers who are not just trainers, they're actually working in industry, they're actually consulting in projects, they're actually working within projects themselves, they're actually managing risk. Like Emmanuel is also consulting in risk management for various organizations in Ghana. So this is not just coming from a theoretical perspective. There's a lot of experience that comes in to actually help you understand and digest this from a very practical perspective. And as I said earlier, there's a dedicated team to help you attain all of these global certifications. A lot of happy customers. We have good reviews. We have good testimonials. Please check out our social medias and check out our Google review section so you're able to see all the happy customers that have actually been successful sitting for the PMP exam and showing that our system, our backup actually works. So what next? Sign up, enroll in the program, go to our website and actually look into getting into the program. What we'll do is help you get into actual learning, getting into the application, as well as being able to sit for the exam. Once you go through our program, which is comprehensive, the masterclass, as well as the review and coaching sessions that will help you actually be ready for the exam, you just sit for the exam and pass. And beyond getting the certification, I implore you, apply what you learn, because it's one thing to get that RMP certification under your belt, but what about applying that in your projects? Our goal, our aim, our vision is to ensure that projects that are happening out there are actually succeeding. They're actually delivering value. They're actually managing those risks that definitely, as you're starting off, could be levels of uncertainty, but really manage them and respond to them in the right way so that at the end of the day, value from projects are being delivered. So the floor is open. Emmanuel is here. If you have any questions, this is the time. So speak now or forever hold your peace. Welcome. The table is open. Just raise your hand, unmute, and ask away. Oh, great comment. Thank you, Antoinette. Thank you so much. That is great. Great feedback. So, checking in from our 20 plus participants. Any questions? Any curiosity? Any clarification? Yes.
Hi, Martin. I have a question. Thank you for this. It was really useful. In terms of difficulties, I realize, I understand this one, we have 1 week of classes, physical class, and then there's you're offering, is it 4 or 6 weeks?
It's 4 weeks of review.
4 weeks. Does that mean in terms of complexity, this is not as complex as PMP?
Emmanuel can jump in and definitely help me out on this one, but I would say the risk management professional does not have the same level of complexity as the PMP, because the PMP is quite exhaustive and has a lot more to cover. And this is a more focused certification. Emmanuel, maybe you can clarify this more.
Yes, I think you made a very good point, Martin. Their content is not very exhaustive, but the questions are very challenging to some extent. So one needs to be able to understand the concepts very well, as well as practice like you did in the PMP, if you have done that already. It's very key to do a lot of practice session to get yourself versed in how to answer the questions. They can be a bit tricky, but it's not something beyond your ability, Antoinette. I'm sure you can do it.
Considering
I
Antoinette
believe
is
you
already a
can.
PMP, so yeah.
I think there's a question on the chat.
Yes. Palladius is asking, is the PMI-RMP 3-year renewal in terms of maintaining the certification? So yes, definitely you need to maintain your certification through PDUs, professional development units. The biggest difference between certifications and any other program like a degree program is that a certification is like something that keeps getting updated. Yeah, as you keep going, you have to show that you're constantly learning. Emmanuel mentioned artificial intelligence, AI, and how AI is something that's really revolutionizing the world. And now it's being applied in a lot of areas, including the project management space and risk analysis and risk management. So when it comes down to ensuring that you're updating your knowledge, getting to know about more things, and PMI has a plethora of programs on how to apply artificial intelligence into the project environment. This showcases that you're not just qualified to handle risks today, you're qualified to handle risks for the rest of your career, many more years to come. So yes, Palladius, there is still renewal on the RMP because you still need to have the PDUs collected as you go along with your certification. I hope that is clear. Awesome. Awesome. Any more questions? Antoinette, I saw that you had been muted, but you can go ahead.
No. Thank you, Martin. Thank you for the response, Emmanuel. Thanks.
Awesome. Awesome. Any more questions? Any more questions? Any curiosities? Again, speak now or forever hold your peace. Or are we all thinking about going for breaking our fast, which is okay. It is definitely about time. So if you've not registered for this program yet and you're quite interested in doing so, please drop your email address in the chat. You can drop it directly to me where you can do the direct chat to HEBO Consult, and then just drop your email address and we will definitely reach out to you to share all the information that's available about the program. This is to ensure that we can support you, not just during the training, but even before the training. Yes, Emmanuel, you have your hand up.
Yes, just to help Antoinette, you need 30 PDUs for the cycle of 3 years. So it's half that for
PMP.
PMP.
So yes,
Yes.
you can tell that makes it a lot more easier to renew. Antoinette is happy. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, please, if you need more information, send us an email, inquiry@hebogroup.com. Call us on these phone numbers that are available here. Check us out on our social media so you're able to follow us for any updates on what we have available, what's going on, and a lot of good insights when it comes to project management as well. So if you're interested, please do reach out, inquiry@hebogroup.com. We'll be able to reach out back to you and share any information that you need to be able to join this program. All right, it doesn't look like there are that many questions. Thank you for being so comprehensive, Emmanuel. Everybody is clear, everybody understands. We hope this has been informative. There's a bit about risks. We will be sharing the slides about the risk management and the risk situation. I'm sure you were able to check out the links or the website. If you haven't, we will share these out to everybody who's attended here so that you're able to actually actually get to know about the risk environment and what to expect over the next couple of years. Tom, you have a question. I see that. How are these PDUs collected? Continuous learning, my friend. So the thing is, as you keep learning, you are able to document and claim these PDUs. So most of the time we say that a PDU is equivalent to 1 hour of learning. Yeah. So whatever 1 hour of learning, whether you attend a seminar, a webinar, and if you're certified by HEBO, we have a program on a monthly basis where we share knowledge and you're able to earn at least 2 PDUs every month. So, hey, that's something that you can look into as well. But PMI has several programs that are available for you to be able to actually earn PDUs. Emmanuel, yes, you have your hand up.
Yes. Just to add that even in practice, I mean, your work that you do as a project manager, if you manage risk, you
Yes.
can also add it. Exactly. And you also, if you train your staff or your colleagues on risk management, you are sharing knowledge. So sharing knowledge also is another way to report PDUs as well.
Fantastic. Thanks for adding that, Emmanuel. Good inputs. Yes, Benoit.
Yeah, hello, sir.
Good. Hello. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. I'm so happy to be here, apart from this meeting. It's the first time for me. I'm talked to from DRC, and I would like to know more about this session. That means the PMA. And I'm administrative and finance manager, but I'm interested in risk and management and government. But I would like to know if this session will be held online or in Tanzania. That is my first question. If in Tanzania, what are the conditions to be in Tanzania? Yeah, thank you.
Fantastic. Good question, Benoit. I'm glad you're interested. So the course that's coming on the 17th to the 21st of March is going to be held in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania. That's going to be a physical class. And if you want us to write a letter for you, for your organization to be able to sponsor you or even permit you, because I know you said you work within government as well, that is something that we can facilitate. So definitely, that's something that we can facilitate. You just travel here and you'll be able to do the program for the 1 week, the masterclass for 1 week. So if you're looking to, if you want to get any more information, if you want to get any more information, we will be able to share this with you. But we do also have in June, we also have a class that's happening. So if you're interested in doing it online, you're looking to have a virtual experience, this is something that we can facilitate so that you're able to actually attend this course accordingly. We hope that is
Great, thank you.
so.
Yeah,
Anyone
thank you
wants
so
to
much.
anyone who wants to get any more information, please drop us your email address. What we will do, we will share the full details of the training program, because what we'll do, we'll share with you the calendar, what's available. We'll share with you also the course outline, what's available for in terms of what to look out for the program. We'll also be able to share with you the different fees, because there's a fee for online and there's also a fee for physical. So please just drop us your email. We'll be able to share these details with you. And once that is done, we can continue on with the communication. So please drop your email on the chat and we'll be able to share that with you. Engineer Jones, I see your microphone is on.
Yes, Martin. I just wanted to ask for the class that is going to start on 17th. How many hours are we going to spend in a class per day?
Okay, so basically it's a full day. Assume that it's a full day program, but it's mainly going to be starting from 9 in the morning to 3:30 in the evening with breaks in between. It may extend if we're having too much fun.
Okay, that's fantastic.
Yeah, great.
I will be there.
Fantastic. Looking forward to seeing you, Engineer Jones. Any other question? I see Nkrumah Daniel, you've also shared your email address. Definitely, that's a good one. We'll share that with you. Anyone else who wants to have more information shared with them, please share your email address so that we're able to share this information with you. No problem. So again, I think we've reached the end of the program. You've heard what you need to hear. You've got access to our contacts. Please do reach out for you to be able to join this program. And we look forward to working with you and helping you get RMP certified. Other than that, I want to say a special thanks to Emmanuel. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and breaking it down for everybody so they're able to see what the course is all about. Other than that, I wish you all a good evening and God bless. See you next time.
Bye-bye, Martin.